Right. So today we're going to continue thinking about, we're talking about functional thinking. So last week we did this mindfulness meditation on loving kindness towards ourselves. So I'm wondering if anyone had an opportunity to think about that, or if you had anything to share about that, or your initial feelings of not wanting to do that may have shifted anyway. We are going to do it again today. No one wants to speak.
I was distracted with the. Can you repeat the question?
As you're putting your cardigan on.
Yeah,
Um,
it's on and off and off and on.
it's spring. So, would you like to share any thoughts that you've had this week about the practice we did last week about loving kindness for self? You rolled your eyes.
I rolled my eyes. No, that was an I'm thinking because
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes. All right.
yeah, because actually I did think about that this week.
Oh, you did. And what was your
I
thought?
did. I did. It's really helpful. And I think I'm getting better about it.
What's
Um
helpful? What was helpful?
the compassion towards self, the
Yeah.
kindness towards self,
Yeah. Yeah.
the self-talk and that sort of thing. And I mean, for me, um, when I criticize things in my mind,
Yeah.
people, actions, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
my first response is stop it.
Yeah.
And now I'm turning my response into not, oh, you poor thing, because that sounds like a pity thing, but more of a you're a suffering sentient being, talking to myself. And so that's been really helpful and saying,
Oh, okay.
you're suffering and we there's things you can do to change those thoughts, that sort of thing.
Wow.
As
You're
yeah.
talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't
So rather than saying stop it now, you're being a little bit more encouraging in a way, from what it sounds like.
Yeah. Instead of saying stop it, just feeling it and letting it go and saying it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to feel like that.
Okay, that's great. Sounds really positive. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts about that? I'm having trouble with audio. Ah, you mean you can't talk, or her her s- she's not she's not muted. Linda, it might be from your end. Could be the internet.
Yeah, she's not connected to audio.
Okay.
So,
Okay, no problem. All right, Linda. So if you want to write anything, just write it and say. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share before we start? Alex, I saw you leaning forward.
Hi,
Hi.
Venerable Katie.
Hi.
I'm having such a difficult time with loving kindness towards those that are challenging.
Oh,
And
okay. We're going to work on that
yeah,
today. Okay.
I'm kind of jumping the gun, I guess.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
when you say challenging, do you mean people that you have to deal with day to day, or do you mean people that are in the news
No.
cycle, or
Well, uh, for instance, those a couple of people that are personal to me that have hurt me, that have been very
right?
difficult. And this loving kindness has been absolutely profound in the sense that to try to have empathy that they are like me and they want the same things that I want. So I find this really incredibly helpful, but I'm still having trouble.
Yeah, and you can be compassionate from a distance. You don't have to invite them home for dinner or make
Right.
them your best friend. because the person that benefits from a softening of that aversion is you. They don't benefit from it because you may never see them again. You might not talk to them, but you're the only one that benefits from that. And it's really hard because we like to grab onto our aversion and be right. But, particularly if someone's harmed us,
Yeah.
sometimes the best thing you can do is just move away.
Yeah.
Like stay away. Know that a situation's not healthy for you and you just put some distance between you and that situation. And then, of course, yeah, that's perfect. Fantastic. Anybody else have anything you want to share? Go ahead, unmute yourself. Speak now. Don't be shy. I just want to remind everyone that if you do share anything in this situation, that hopefully it won't be repeated. So just keep it, just if anyone says anything personal, maybe just keep it that way. So people have some sense of safety. Who did we just lose? Oh, no, Sheila's there. Oh, we lost Linda. Oh, okay. Anyone, anything? Mary, you look like you want to say something. You don't. You're too shy. Okay.
So let me just say this. I think maybe, and I will speak with Sheila about this. We can move this series. I think that if we do this series again, that if we record, number one, I'm not sure we should do the recording. And number two, if we do, that it'll go under a password protected site so that only people in this class can access it.
Okay.
So people feel more free to speak.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think a lot of these things get put on YouTube, and maybe people don't want everybody to hear what they've got to say, particularly about their practice.
Also,
The other thing,
go ahead.
yeah, and the other thing I wanted to say is that also from your own side, in your own home. So Laurie has headphones on, which means nobody else in her house can hear what anybody else here is saying. So if you don't have headphones on and you're in a public space or a space where there are other people that might hear you, that kind of makes it also a little bit like it's a little bit public. So that's the only thing I can suggest, is that you protect your own space at home to make sure that you feel safe to talk, and then it's safe for other people to talk as well. Not that we're going into any great, deep and meaningful, but some people do have things which are quite personal to share. So I just want to make sure we're creating an environment of emotional safety, which is very important.
Wanted to add that
Yes,
Katy is spotlighted. So in the recording, she's the only one who's seen. So voices may be heard, but you do have some anonymity because you're not being seen.
are there names of people's names on the video?
No, you're the only one on the screen.
Okay.
I mean, if you call out someone by name, well, then we hear their name.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But
I
that
think,
is, I
yeah,
mean,
I
if we
think
did it again, that would be something to consider to keep it password protected.
yeah, I think so. I think what Patty suggested is a really good idea. And then you can just go back and revisit it yourself if you want to go back and revisit the course. And you can just revisit any particular session. You can speed through it, whatever. Okay. So if no one has anything else they wanted to share about their meditation on loving kindness, and I know some people got to practice it during the week. Did everyone think about practicing it or not practice it? I've done that meditation a number of times this week. So because I took it to the YMCA where I teach as well, and then morning meditation. So I also wanted to let you know, because this came up in one of the sessions I just had. If you have a practice that you particularly enjoy doing, like a particular deity or something, you can send me an email and let me know. And Mary hosts my twice weekly meditations at 6:30 a.m. our time. Must be 8:30 a.m. East Coast time, which might be a little late for people who are working. But, if you have a request about something you'd like to do, you can just let me know. And we'll organize it. So Tara, Chinrazy, like that. And we do lots of different things in the morning there as well. So, and what we're doing today is one of them. All right, so let's just get ready for today's class. Just settle yourself into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And let me just get rid of all my, got so many things open on my screen. Okay. So you can have, if you are sitting at your desk with your feet down on the ground, have them about a hip's width apart so your legs aren't kind of crossed over. And just feel the sensation of the feet on the floor. Temperature, texture, weight. Are your feet in shoes, socks, no shoes, slippers? What do you feel underneath your feet? And bring your attention to the backs of your legs. So some of you may be sitting cross-legged, in which case you will be feeling the weight of your feet underneath your legs. So just allow your upper legs to release into the chair, the surface of whatever you're sitting on. And then feel the pelvis, your sits bones, and release the weight of your pelvis into the chair. And just allow your hands just to rest comfortably in your lap. Maybe the right hand nestled in the left with the thumbs touching. Perhaps you have your hands down, facing your, on top of your palms on top of the thighs, or your palms upwards. So whatever's comfortable for you. Then align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So you're just lengthening your spine, putting some space in between the vertebrae. Take a nice deep breath if you need to, just releasing the tension of the day. And then go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp. And maybe you can feel sensation there on the crown of the head. Relax the forehead and the eyebrows, the eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, back of the tongue. Relax the jaw, the temples, the back of the head. Just put a little bit of length in the back of the neck. So try not to have your chin dropping down too far or too high up, just somewhere in the middle. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat. This area where we hold a lot of energy here. So you want to make strong wish for whatever comes out of your mouth to be beneficial to the person who hears it, as well as yourself. And release any tension in your chest, in the belly, and all of your limbs. Now bring your attention to your breath, noticing the sensations of the air as you inhale and exhale. the nostrils. Sensations around the nostrils as you breathe in, slightly cooler air than when you exhale. And then your chest cavity. So as you inhale, the diaphragm drops down and your ribs and your lungs expand 360 degrees. As you exhale, everything comes back in, diaphragm goes up, pushes up. So just focus on that, those sensations. And then the belly. Just feel the rising and the falling of the belly, the abdomen. So when you meditate, you can focus on one of those three areas. Then be aware of any potential distractions in your environment. Sound, smells, vibration, pets. So just allow it all to be there, trying not to go off and investigate. Notifications. And then just check in with yourself, your good, dear, kind self. How are you doing today? Kind of the same way you might ask a friend, hi, how are you doing? What's going on? You don't ask that question of yourself just to be polite. Just do a genuine inquiry or inquiry. I don't know how you say it here. Just watch as the thoughts arise and abide. And then just release them. So try not to get all involved in the emotion and the story. There's a very sweet Lama in the Kagyu tradition. His name is Mingyur Rinpoche, and he has this beautiful analogy. He talks about you sitting on the bank of your river and you're watching a river float by. And when you're sitting on the bank, know that while you're sitting there watching, you're free from the river. So whatever you're seeing in your mind, be objective, non-judgmental. And however it is you're turning up today, it's totally fine. This is just where you're at right now, and it will change. And then, because we're going to be working with all the people of our life today, just bring to mind a loved one, or maybe more than one loved one, and just see their face, feel their heart. You know what kind of toothpaste this person likes. You know what makes them happy. You know what kind of their worries are. So really see that person in your mind's eye, really feel them. And then there are strangers in your life. You know, we pass them every day. If you're driving or going public transport or walking even, you're going to come across many, particularly if you're in a high density area. We don't particularly care about these people. I mean, even the ones we see on the news cycle, you know, they're living in Iran, their apartment building's been kind of bombed, or they're in Lebanon and their apartment building's being bombed, or they're in Ukraine and their apartment building's being bombed, and you feel kind of heartbroken for them for maybe 5 minutes. But then you go back to thinking about your loved ones. So that, you do care, but not really, not in the same way. And then we have people in our life that we do have aversion for. We just want to stay away from them, or we wish they weren't in our life. Or we wish they didn't have all the control they did. They do. But these relationships that we have with individuals are interchangeable, can be interchangeable, which is why we have, people get divorced. We have a divorce court. Because that love of that person's life no longer is. So they want to not be together anymore. Or the two strangers that met, all of a sudden madly in love, and they want to get married. And I always find this curious that siblings who kind of really don't like each other when they're children, all of a sudden they become best friends when they get older. So you can see that relationships can be interchangeable. The way you feel about a person. And regardless, however you feel about anyone at any particular time, they're just the same as you and me. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have incredible capacity for a Buddha mind. So here we are already half an hour into this session, but we're still just motivated to do these beautiful practices for all these people of our life, and by extension, all the sentient beings. So today we're thinking about mindfulness in nurturing positive and wholesome qualities. So the practice of mindfulness in analytical meditation, we are placing our attention on a chosen object or topic, such as loving kindness for our loved ones or loving kindness for ourselves. And then we'll examine it in an attempt to kind of verify its validity, or to try and nurture a heart-warmed response. So in this case, where we're thinking about loving kindness for others, it would be, we would respond to those we love and care about with this heartfelt quality of loving kindness. And then we familiarize ourselves with that quality of love and love through mindfulness. So it sort of starts to stick. And in this way, you actually nurture yourself. So there's different ways to approach this kind of analysis. So these make use of our, these qualities that we have of functional thinking, remembering, visualizing, reasoning, our wisdom, our discernment. So we can rely on, a bit of a structure. And then that kind of informs our reflection points. And give attention to each point. And then evaluate it in light of our own experience. Or maybe something you've read in a text. And you can think about your own reasoning. So this is called an analysis. We can follow some steps in a reasoning process and then come to a conclusion. So you see that quite clearly in the meditation on death. It's in the Lam Rim. And then, as we're going to do here, as we've done here the last two sessions, we can repeat a phrase or question to ourselves and examine the thoughts and memories and feelings that arise. So with mindfulness here, we hold our attention on this topic of loving kindness for others and keep returning to it when we get distracted. So again, our introspection is helpful in monitoring this whole process, and then it alerts us when we're no longer on topic, when we've just wandered off somewhere. And so how you can bring yourself back is bring yourself back to the breath, or bring yourself back to the phrases. And when your mind remembers a past memory of kindness and love from a loved one, or maybe you remember an aspect of their life that we admire or cherish, we respond by bringing forth the loving intention that really sincerely wishes them to be happy and to be one with all the causes of their happiness. And so when we repeat the phrases of loving kindness, it helps to strengthen these loving thoughts and provide a basis for our mindfulness to act on. And then we kind of nurture and stabilize our loving kindness in our heart. So guess who the beneficiary is here? We are. So this way of presenting mindfulness in the context of analysis, analytical meditation that involves thinking, reflecting, and reasoning is not what's commonly presented these days in mindfulness training. Nevertheless, it's a valid way of using our ability to be mindful in conjunction with clear functional thinking. And to sort of dive in and get a little bit of a better understanding about these extraordinary qualities within us. So it's very helpful to broaden our concept of the scope of mindfulness. So, remember, mindfulness is not forgetting. Mindfulness is familiarity. Mindfulness meditation is not just floating around the sky and having good feelings. So, let me think. Let's just do our 9-round meditation before we continue. So perhaps 3 minutes of single-pointed concentration, just focusing on the breath, not doing anything, not thinking about anything really. Just focus on the breath as you inhale and exhale, just for 3 minutes. Just notice if your mind has traveled. So now start our 9-round breathing and just bring this top part of your right index finger and place it very gently on your left nostril and inhale through the right. Blissful, radiant white light. You can pause at the top of the breath and then exhale through the left any dissatisfaction, unhealthy attachment. And then repeat, breathing in through the right, light. Pause at the top of the breath and then exhale all of your dissatisfaction energy. Breathing in through the right, light. Pause and then exhale all of your dissatisfaction. Change hands. And breathing in through the left, light. Pause, exhale through the right, all of your anger and bitterness and grudges. Breathing in through the left, light. Exhale through the right, all of your anger energy. Breathing in through the left, light. Exhale through the right, all of your anger. And breathing in through both nostrils, light. And pause, and then exhale all of your ignorance. So this is, in this particular tradition, it's ignorance of cause and effect, or appreciation of this understanding of karma, this concept of karma, this natural law. Breathing in light. Exhale all of your ignorance. And it's also thinking that things are kind of concrete and fixed and that they exist from their own side. So they call it an ignorant view, because things don't exist that way. So breathing in light through both nostrils. Exhale all of your ignorance. One more time, breathing in light and exhale all of your ignorance, and just think you have cleaned the dust off the mirror of your wisdom. So now we'll do 2 more rounds in our own time, because your breathing may be different to mine. So now just start again by breathing in through the right nostril. Exhale through the left, dissatisfaction. So now do it in your own time. And this is the second round, and we'll do a third round after you've completed the second round. And when you finish, just bring your mind back to your breath and feel. Just meditate for a couple of minutes. Just relaxing your body and allowing it to kind of come back into meditation in its own time. And we'll just revisit this meditation on loving kindness for yourself first. So these same phrases that show, what it means, or how to express what it means to love and to care and to show concern. May I live in safety. So wishing ourselves to feel safe and to have security in life. And this includes food security, housing security, job security, physical, psychological security. May I be happy. So wishing oneself to feel joy, cheerfulness, and happiness in the mind and heart. May I be healthy. Wishing oneself to enjoy physical health and well-being. May I live with ease. Wishing one's daily life and work to flow smoothly and easily. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Just see if you can stay connected to the words and the meaning and extend loving kindness towards ourselves. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. So see if doing it this second time around is different than last week. Is there a shift in your heart at all? May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. So if you're meditating and you're getting distracted, you forgot where you were, just rely on the words. So you don't have to worry if you're not feeling particularly loving. In a way, sometimes you might need to allow your heart to respond in its own time, in its own way. But you can still sort of almost say the words as if, acting as if. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. So occasionally some warm feelings might arise. Loving kindness. And just sort of entwine those among the phrases and offer them back to yourself. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. So, think about reflecting on this idea of promoting loving kindness towards yourself. So deep down, you want to be happy. You don't want to suffer. Can you think about this statement, and is it true for you? How does your wish to be happy manifest in your life? And when you feel ready, you can come back to the phrases and continue to offer loving kindness. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. You can also reflect maybe on other reasons that might, activate loving kindness for yourself. So you might see the goodness within you. Perhaps you remember past experiences of happiness and want that to continue. Maybe you have a yearning for love within. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. And now we'll meditate for another maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Single point of concentration on the breath, but also, and once you've got that, once that's stabilized, go over those phrases in your mind. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. So these qualities that you're developing of mindfulness and introspection and concentration and wisdom that you're cultivating through your practice become this inner resource to support you, particularly in times of stress or challenging situation. And they can help you to be in touch with the sensations in your body as well as in your mind, and maybe to be able to see a little bit more clearly a situation that might be affecting them. So when you maybe start to look at conditions that are not so helpful for your well-being, and you can start thinking about reinforcing favorable conditions for your well-being, you're going to get a greater sense of ease and happiness and contentment. But also I think it's very empowering. So you may be finding you're in a situation where you want to see more clearly what's going on. And then you can just sit very quietly and think about it without other people influencing you. And if something doesn't feel right for you, you can act on it. And in this way, you're staying true to yourself, developing strong integrity. So we do need to rely on some kind of a regular practice. And this can take place in a form of meditation, where you set aside time to nurture all of those qualities of wisdom, concentration, introspection, mindfulness. And the regularity of practice will kind of support your familiarity of the practice, which in turn will strengthen your mindfulness and your practice. But, also do take into account that any practice you do, whether it's regular or irregular, is going to be better than nothing, will be helpful. So I know some of you may be very busy, and it takes a bit of time to kind of figure out where am I going to fit this in my day. But you can start with 5 minutes. You can also join different practices online. Use audio recordings, guided meditations. Have a teacher or an experienced practitioner to kind of chat with. Go to a meditation retreat. And these, qualities of mindfulness and introspection will manifest in your daily life, your wisdom. You'll start to recognize when your intuition is telling you something, and you just act accordingly. And then you can also become aware of some of the qualities that you've cultivated, or some of the teachings that you've learned that you're applying that are relevant to you. When your introspection could alert you to the presence of, certain states of mind that are affecting your thinking and your choices, either in a wholesome or kind of not so helpful way. So these are like guardrails that protect us from creating harmful actions. Sometimes we do or say things based on a deluded state of mind, or you have dysfunctional reactive habits. So in a way, these practices help you to become your own therapist, as Lama Yeshe used to say. So one of the things that we can do is sending loving thoughts to others around us. So we've done this meditation on loving kindness for self. And they do, for good reason, they get you to do this first. Because I think it's a little more difficult. But it's like when you're in an aeroplane and the oxygen masks drop down, and they advise you to put it on your own face first before helping someone who's dependent on you, like a child or an elder. And the reason for that's really obvious. Because if you collapse, so the child is not going to get helped. The same here. If you're not nurturing and somehow taking care of yourself, how can you possibly take care of anybody else? You're not in a fit state to do that. You have to. It's a job. You need to take care of yourself. It's not a selfish act. Actually, His Holiness would say, you need to be wisely selfish. He says, be wisely selfish, cherish others. But His Holiness also means you have to take care of yourself. Then you can cherish others. So again, bring to mind the important people of your life. And take a minute to open your heart and express your love and appreciation to them. So we do it by, repeating these words and these words of the loving kindness. And then when your heart is ready to respond with warm feelings of genuine loving kindness. So your mindful and awareness kind of encompasses both, your loved ones, and then this beautiful quality of loving kindness as it kind of absorbs into your heart, your mind. So, think of all the qualities of your loved one. Just maybe think of one loved one for now. This person, one person that you adore. Could be your best friend, could be your spouse, could be a child or a parent, grandma, grandpa. And there's another basis for extending kindness and loving concern towards them, is that we, as we said earlier, they're just like us and they all want to be happy and not suffer. And then think about their good qualities. Again, bring to mind their good qualities, about maybe the kindness and love that they've shown to you. Maybe think about your thoughts and feelings about them. Maybe you have just a very special and unique and precious and sacred relationship with another human being. For some of us, there's maybe no reason at all to extend loving kindness to others. You just do. So settle yourself back into your meditation again. Allowing your spine to be, nicely aligned, comfortable. Resting your hands and your arms somewhere where you can relax your shoulders. And then just bring your attention to the crown of the head and Notice the simple sensations there. Maybe there's pressure or tingling. Notice areas of softness and ease and comfort. Can you welcome these feelings? Maybe you have some tightness or tension somewhere. Can you simply acknowledge these feelings for the time being? Don't have to change them for immediately. Just let them be. Come to the sensations in your face now and just relax your face. Relax your forehead and eyes and nose and cheeks and mouth and temples and ears. And allow this relaxation and softening to spread on its own to the rest of your body, helping the body to settle into meditation. You think you have your loved one here in front of you, and you just say, "May you live in safety." You're wishing them to feel safe and to have security in life. And we know this is true. How is that the energy behind those words different or the same when you offer it to yourself? May you live in safety. Then just flip back, offer it to yourself. May I live in safety. Is there an energetic difference between the two? May you be happy. Wishing your loved one to feel joy and cheerfulness and happiness in their mind and heart. And then just flip that back to yourself. May I be happy. Wishing myself to feel joy and cheerfulness and happiness in the mind and heart. May you be healthy. So wishing your loved one to feel and enjoy physical health and well-being. And then flip it back to yourself. May I be healthy. Wishing myself to enjoy physical health and well-being. And then to your loved one, may you live with ease. Wishing this person's life, their daily life and their work to flow smoothly and easily, to not have any obstacles. And then maybe flip it back to yourself. May I live with ease. Wishing for myself, my daily life and my work to flow smoothly and easily. So just for a moment or two before we continue with the other offering to other, just see if you can notice an energetic difference between offering to the other one, to your loved one, versus offering to yourself. Is there a way you can maybe generate the same loving kindness and concern towards yourself that you offer towards your loved one? Is this something that would be helpful for you to think about at all? And then we continue. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. So you can do this with more than one person. You can bring other very important people to you in your life, one at a time. And so you just allow a visual image of that person to appear before you and just reflect and examine what we know about this person, his or her experiences, their past and present life, their hopes, their fears. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And try another person. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. You can bring to mind their own good qualities and their kindness and their love for us. Maybe think about their natural desire to be happy that's universal. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. So you can think of also repeating these phrases slowly and mindfully at your own pace, to express your love and appreciation for these people in your life. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. So, like in the single pointed concentration meditation, when you come back to the breath, if your mind has started to wander, or if you do this meditation on your own and your mind starts to wander, you can come back to the phrases, these words. So maybe you're not feeling particularly loving to every single person, but you can just allow your heart plenty of time to respond in its own way. You're just using these words to guide your heart towards loving kindness. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. So you can switch, to another loved one, come back to the other one at your own pace and in your own time. And for each one of them, as they kind of come in and out of focus, you can repeat these words and rely on the phrases to extend loving kindness towards them. It's It's like a vehicle to sort of give your heart energy to another. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. So you can, just for a couple more minutes, you can repeat those phrases in your mind if you wish, or out loud. Or you can just, focus on the sensations of the breath. So now just bring your attention down to the soles of your feet. Just feeling the weight, the pressure, texture. Feel your hands in your lap and your pelvis in your chair. Just release the weight of your body into the chair. See if you can bring your mind back to the same place your body is. So have your eyes angled down about 45 degrees. You just can crack them open a little bit to allow a little light in. Just look at your keyboard or the floor or whatever is in front of you. Just kind of an unfocused gaze. And then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Maybe have some water, a little drink of water. And I'm going to, oh, thank you. Oh, Linda's back. Okay, great. What I'd like to do now, because I'm very curious about this, what I did in the YMCA today was an extension of this meditation, and I asked everyone to then also, may you live in safety, may you be happy, to the people who are strangers that you've passed on the road today. and then to the ones you don't like, the enemies. But we didn't get, it's a long meditation when you do it that way. But it's a curious one for me, is because the energy changes with each with each category. But anyway, so I'm wondering if each person could just give me very briefly, because we have about 10 minutes left, how it was for you to recite the phrases for yourself and then for another. And was the energy any different? So, Patty, let's start with you because you're right in front of me.
Yeah, for me this time it wasn't different.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
that's fantastic because you've been doing it during the week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been less formal than just
Yeah.
constantly throughout the day.
Uh-huh.
Well, constantly, that's an exaggeration, but throughout the day.
Thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. That sounds like progress.
Well, and I think a lot of it too, especially with loved ones,
Yeah.
is I also know that their well-being is connected some way to mine because if
Yeah.
they think I'm struggling, then that's going to make them unhappy. Or
Right. Yeah.
so maybe that was a little bit of why it was the same almost. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you, Patty.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
done. All right. John, did you want to share anything about that? Like how was it to express loving kindness for a loved one and to yourself?
Yeah, it's positive. It's easier to do it for myself though.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So that's I mean that's unusual and I think that's really great. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. And were you able to feel sort of warm feelings towards yourself when you recited those words?
Yeah, yeah, I was. I
Okay,
did.
that's good. Excellent. That's great, John. Okay, thank you. Sheila.
Well, I noticed when I was doing it for myself, I was like, more like, I'm trying to think of what the word would be. More like the teacher or, making people. Whereas when it was for other people, it was much more just that warm, fuzzy feeling of wishing
Uh-huh.
well-being for my loved ones.
Yeah.
When I was doing it for myself, it's like, all right, you got to really practice this,
Yeah. Okay. And maybe you do. That was with your best New York accent.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the easy part.
Yeah. Sheila, thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Uh, no, no, that pretty much sums it up.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Laurie, you're also right in front of me.
I think for me, I think what maybe this was distraction. I don't know. I just kind of went in a different direction where I was thinking about each element, the safety, the happiness,
Uh-huh.
health, and what that meant for me
Mhm.
specifically, and then what that meant for the other person specifically.
Oh,
And
great.
so it was like I was thinking about, oh, these are the things I need for ease in my life right now. And like what I was thinking of my husband said, like, what does my husband need? Like they're different things, you know? Like,
Mhm.
so it was more, I don't know, granular, I guess. So
Oh, you were getting quite analytical.
I guess, is that okay?
Yeah. Of course. This is an analytical meditation. Yeah, you went right into it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great. And in terms of feeling, was it?
I think I think like when you pointed out like what's the different like is there a different energy that sort of thing that's what kind of got me more into the granular stuff
Oh,
because
interesting.
it was like, oh yeah, there's a difference. And then it was like, well, there doesn't need to be. And it was like getting into the specifics kind of made it more even.
Okay, cool. So you're able to equalize it by going into the minutia of what each of those different words mean. Safety, happiness, health.
And it
Yeah.
means something different for both of us,
Yeah, of
for
course.
each of us. And I think
Yeah.
that was really helpful,
Yeah. Because also you've had different lives, you're different genders, you have different, experiences. So, wow, amazing. Well, thank you, Laurie. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Cynthia.
I really liked being happy.
Yes.
And when I would think to myself, may I be happy? I was like, oh, that's a nice thing that I can do for myself and for
Yeah.
others
Yeah.
without, having to buy anything.
No, it's true because also you can, also, for example, all these people who's kind of suffering in all these different war zones that seem to be happening all over the place. And we can't do anything for them. Actually, we can't go take them water. We can't give them a safe place to live. We can't bring them a blanket, but we can send them loving kindness. We can send positive energy directly to them. And I think what you say is correct. You don't have to buy something just to show them that you love them. The fact that you focus your attention in such a positive way and send that energy towards them, it's kind of like you're sending a light out towards them. Of course, they're going to feel it on some level. So, anyway, thank you. Thanks for sharing that, Cynthia. Linda, how's your audio? No, you're muted.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
are. I can hear you.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here I am. I was thinking what Cynthia was thinking. This time I felt really receptive to may I be happy.
Oh,
I really
good.
felt that very strongly. And I thought,
Yeah,
"Look, if I'm happier, I can be of more use to people. I can
yeah,
be more, with the people I meet in front of me. I don't have to send that through mind. I can just the people in front of me. I can be kinder, nicer, better to those people. So I really
yeah.
felt very receptive to it.
Okay,
Um,
great. So it was actually easier this time around.
Yeah, it's feeling easier. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely feeling easier.
yeah. Just practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, she.
I wasn't here last week, so this was my first time doing it.
Oh, I
Um,
somehow thought you were. Anyway, never mind.
yeah, no, I missed last week.
Okay.
Sorry. But when you gave the introduction to the class and told us we were doing it, I had an emotional response to it. I felt like happy that we would get a chance to do that. But strangely, when it came time to do it in the actual meditation, I felt I felt it less emotionally when I was thinking about myself compared to other people. So it was much easier to feel emotion towards other people, and then towards myself, it was a little bit more perfunctory and oddly removed, I guess. So
Interesting.
I did appreciate Lori. Thank you very much. What you said about the granularity that's a really nice insight, and I'll remember that next time I do this practice. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I thought it was an extra layer. That was great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Yeshi. And Mary.
Well, I used to be the person that if the oxygen thing fell down, I'd give it to everybody else first before me. But that's changed now over the years. But what I've been applying from this meditation from last week and from a different time when you've done it is I say it out loud to my mom almost every night.
Oh, that's amazing.
She has this fear she's going back in a nursing home, and she almost every single night. And I always say, may you live in safety. You are safe here. And so sometimes I change the wording a little bit, but I try to use that vocabulary. And I definitely feel like it eases her mind and then it eases my mind. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that, Mary. Is it okay to tell them a little bit about your situation? So Mary used to live in New Mexico, Taos. I might have told some of you before, but she moved to, where are you? New Jersey? No, in the East Coast somewhere. Orlando.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. So I know the West Coast of America really well. Sorry. California, Washington, Oregon, and Washington. Anyway, so Mary's mum was in a nursing home and she wasn't doing very well in there, lost a lot of weight. So Mary came and pulled her out and started taking care of her. So she's her full-time carer. So this is a huge job. So he basically gave up her life, happy life in New Mexico, with a dog and a house up in the wherever it is in the desert, to come and live with her mum. So that's what she's dealing with now. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Anyway, thank you, Mary. Thanks for sharing, everybody. We've come to the end of the course and the end of the session, and this just feels like it's been a very special group. I don't know, everything that everyone shared has been very profound and insightful. In fact, given me ideas for the next one to make it a little bit deeper. And I just wanted to thank Sheila and Patty for asking me to come back and do it again. So thank you very, very much, everybody. And I want to wish you all lots of love. And I'm going to put unless, Patty, can you give them my email address? So if anybody wants to write to me about anything, have you got the katy@katycolemeditation.com email address, or just give them any email address?
Yeah, and
just give them my email.
Yep.
Are you going to send out a follow-up email? Okay. So please give them my email address. If anybody has any questions at all, or you'd like to know where can I go and do X, Y, and Z, just write to me and I'll get back to you. Okay, that will be the easiest thing. Okay, lots of love, everybody. Thank you so much. And stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.
Venerable Katy, thank you so much. Please, please come again.
I would love to.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
fabulous.
do this again. Or something similar. Anyway,
Okay.
just let me know how I can help. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Lots of love.
Thank you,
Okay, thanks,
Venerable.
everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everybody.
Sheila. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.